When I was a senior in high school, I walked onto the stage to play my final flute solo in our band's very last concert. It was the Feather theme from Forrest Gump. When I finished playing my solo, it happened.
John Philip Sousa Concert Band Award. So this year I'm giving the John Philip Sousa Concert Band Award to Caitlin Webb. Is a music student that's been involved in this program forever, and I feel like she's here all the time. I feel like she lives here more than I do, which is very rare. She's in the band room all the time. She eats, sleeps, and breathes music. So this year's John Philip Sousa Award goes to Caitlin Webb.
I took my seat and emotions and thoughts flooded my mind. I felt grateful to be acknowledged for my years of dedication in becoming literate in music and practicing my flute. I was humbled to be chosen among the other talented musicians in our band, but I was also deeply frustrated that this moment might not have happened. It was almost stolen from me from a villain that attacked me frequently, but then I suddenly had happiness and renewed hope that I could climb beyond the summit. That night, earning the Sousa Award wasn't the end of my music career. It was destined to be the beginning. Chronic migraine is a cruel neurological disease that robs me of my life. The demons in my head pulling on my nerves are relentless, making it seem that the only way out is by screaming into my pillows. I feel like there's acid eating away at my brain while there's a dagger constantly stabbing me. Tears stream down my face while I'm shaking and vomiting from the pain. I was diagnosed with this monster in 7th grade after dealing with episodic migraines in my previous years. When my migraines became chronic, it felt impossible to keep up with school and music, and I struggled to maintain my standards for progression in everything because of the constant absences and inability to read and concentrate during these attacks. My band director realized I was falling behind and would occasionally express concern. I was somehow able to learn each piece before the concert came about, but it was not easy. After 7th grade, I was diagnosed with other chronic illnesses, such as Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, occipital neuralgia, chronic urticaria, and more, which led to more specialists, more medications with side effects, more infusions, and more days I didn't get to spend living my life. I would have never imagined facing these challenges, but I never let them take away my passion for my flute. I ended up realizing my flute was as essential to me as oxygen. The day I decided to learn to play flute was a blessing in disguise for my future. One day in September of 3rd grade, I felt drawn to the band room and rushed to get there. I picked up a shiny flute that was among the other instruments and I asked the band director if I could play it. He could see my enthusiasm, and I began to play on a borrowed flute that was part of the band room collection. I excelled quickly and surpassed my peers within the first week of lessons. I recall the day that my band director commented that I had perfect embouchure. I was so young I could barely pronounce the long word, let alone determine what it meant. He explained to me that embouchure is the way your mouth is supposed to form to your instrument to make the correct sound. My peers were struggling to blow into their flutes, but he felt I was ready to move on to learning my next skill set. My teacher taught me that learning to read music is like learning a new language. He gave me a book to teach me all the notes, lines, and symbols within the music. I began to read sheet music with ease, and I was in awe that instruments sound like there are more notes than could possibly be written in those little lines on a sheet of paper. Prior to the spring concert in 3rd grade, I had progressed so much that my band director called my mother and recommended to her that I should get a flute of my own. On that same day, I came home bursting with excitement to tell my mother that I was moved up to the 6th through 8th grade band. While my musical journey started to take off, I started dreaming of playing in an orchestra for Broadway musicals and in the Marine Corps band on the Capitol Fourth. Despite my efforts to overpower the knife-stabbing pain in my head and proceed with my growth of knowledge in music, it was often nearly impossible to put my focus on my training. Trying to build up the energy to create and become literate in music was difficult, but it was also difficult to function as a person. I was constantly praying for the migraine attacks to end so I could stop questioning if my dreams would have to take a detour. Through my concern that these attacks could destroy my future goals, I did my best to keep music at the surface in my life. When able, I would practice my flute by playing sheet music for an hour after school each day. I felt the need to sound perfect, and every time I made a mistake, I would try 10 more times because I was taught that perfection is achieved after a piece is played 10 times in a row without failure. I also listened to music and played along with the songs to match my notes to the sound of the music. It wasn't long before California Dreamin' magically escaped from the tips of my dancing fingers. This taught me pitch, and I was able to easily determine what notes I was playing without reading them from the sheet music. Even when I was in extreme pain, I would play my flute softly while lying in a dark room. My fingers would roll off the keys to play my scales repetitively. When I'm in pain, I tend to hold my breath, but blowing into my flute helps regulate my breathing. Music was my passion, but little did I know it would become an important lifetime tool to reduce some of my pain. In fifth grade, I started tutoring new flute players. I was even able to teach students that didn't play flute because I could show them how to read music. I tutored until eighth grade. While teaching the students that play other instruments, it caused my curiosity to climb through the roof. I desired to play other instruments, so I acquired a piccolo in seventh grade, and I was gifted a clarinet and a soprano saxophone while in high school. In my middle school years and in my senior year of high school, I spent some time in the choir as well. Playing the flute led me to explore creating music with different instruments as well as with my voice. Learning how to play flute led me to a world of opportunities that I didn't realize I had waiting for me to seize. I joined the marching band during my freshman year of high school, which led me to 4 years of excitement and dedication. I took on a role of leadership and became woodwind section leader in my senior year of high school. In jazz band and in concert band, through the years, I mastered complicated solos. Participating in the three bands was rewarding but difficult because of the health challenges that continued to consume my time and energy. It became evident, however, that keeping music in my life gave me a purpose to persevere and a method to combat my pain. Playing my flute has helped me navigate the world of music and my life by teaching me leadership skills and persistence to achieve my goals. Being a captain in the marching band showed me how much I love helping people. Instead of relying on others to find my way, I had to create the path for everyone who is depending on me. It also showed my band director that I was responsible and capable of leading despite the horrific migraines I endured. The impact music makes on my life has brought to my attention that I could help others by becoming a music therapist. Not only would I be living my life with my passion intertwined into my profession, but I'll be benefiting others in the process. On the night I received the Sousa Award, I had seen a shine in my band director's eyes. I believe it was not only for his pride in what I had overcome and accomplished in my journey to become literate in music, but also for his satisfaction of knowing that I will use my passion and knowledge of music to change people's lives. While my health is often still a battle with my spirit, I will continue to be brave as I approach the next summit in my musical journey to prepare for my career in music therapy.
We had some solos on that too. We had Caitlin Webb on the flute solo.